Now that I've covered some tips and the food guide label, let's go take a look in an actual supermarket. Here we are at beautiful Vaughn's in Glendora, so let's say we head on inside for our video supermarket tour. So about cheese, an American favorite. Cheese is a protein source as well as a good source of calcium. It is a great item to add protein to your snacks. If you eat cheese often, consider purchasing a reduced fat or light variety of cheese, such as light string cheese, fat-free or low-fat cottage cheese, or cheddar cheese made from reduced fat milk. If you don't use it too often, you can use regular cheese, but watch the portions of both. Cheese can be a source of sodium as well as saturated fat. Eggs, which were previously given a bad rap, are a good source of several nutrients, including protein, iron, B vitamins such as folate, minerals, and the cancer-fighting nutrient choline. The yolk of the egg is where you find choline, as well as other antioxidants that are important for eye health. If you rarely eat fish, walnuts, or flaxseed, you can get some heart-healthy omega-3 fatty acid through omega-3 fortified eggs. Since eggs have cholesterol, ask a dietitian how many you should have per week if you have high cholesterol. If you don't have high cholesterol, eating around 5 eggs per week should be fine as long as you aren't including other cholesterol-rich foods in your diet. There are many types of eggs to choose from in the store. Nutritionally, there really isn't a difference between a brown-shelled egg and a white-shelled egg. If you are really watching your calories, fat, and cholesterol, you can use egg beaters or egg whites. Just make sure when you have egg whites that you are eating 3, since 3 equals the protein found in 1 egg. You can have egg whites or egg beaters daily since they are free of cholesterol. The cholesterol is found only in the yolk. Now let's talk about meat, poultry, and fish as protein sources. These protein sources are very bioavailable, meaning our body recognizes this type of protein and breaks it down and uses it more effectively than other protein sources. Protein is important for energy, tissue growth, and tissue maintenance. They are also rich in minerals such as iron, which helps to prevent anemia. In talking about meat and poultry, keeping in mind that we should be consuming very lean and lean proteins more often, it is important to know what that means exactly. Very lean meats have 0 to 1 grams of fat and 35 calories per serving, and lean meats have 3 grams of fat per serving and 55 calories per serving. Examples of very lean meat include white chicken or turkey meat with no skin, fish like cod, halibut, or tuna canned in water, or processed sandwich meat which has 1 gram of fat or less per ounce. In talking about lean meats include USDA select or choice grades of lean beef trimmed of fat such as round, sirloin, and flake steak, pork tenderloin or loin chop, dark meat chicken or turkey with no skin, and fish such as herring, fresh or canned salmon, catfish, and canned sardines. Hot dogs with 3 grams of fat per ounce or processed sandwich meat with 3 grams of fat per ounce are also considered lean meats. More often, I'm seeing companies adding a lean or very lean sticker to packages of beef, pork, poultry, and fish, making it much easier to grab and go. When choosing processed meat such as lunch meat, hot dogs, beef jerky, bacon, or sausage, make sure to check out the sodium and the fat amounts, whether they are beef, turkey, or chicken. Although ham is a lean meat, it can be higher in sodium. This is also the case with lunch meat, sausage, and hot dogs. Remember to use that 5 and 20 rule. When picking a brand of peanut butter, simply look at the ingredients listing and think of nature. The perfect jar will have 1 or 2 ingredients listed. Look for the word peanuts and you've got yourself a good, healthy choice. Look out for peanut butters that include carbohydrates such as high fructose corn syrup, honey, or cane juice. Choose to eat a variety of nuts as they contain healthy fat and protein, but no more than 1/4 cup daily or every other day if you are trying to watch your weight. The better choice would be dry, roasted, unsalted nuts. You may also pick brands which carry 50% less salt than the regular salted variety. With tortillas, your best bet is a corn tortilla or a low-carb tortilla, such as those made by La Tortilla Factory. White tortillas are made with white flour and are lower in nutrients and more likely to raise your blood sugar. Also look out for white or wheat tortillas which contain partially hydrogenated oil or hydrogenated oil, otherwise known as trans fat. Whether you are choosing white, wheat, or multigrain pasta, you need to watch the portion you eat, as cooked pasta in general is high in carbohydrates. The healthy choice in this section would be a multigrain, whole wheat, or low in carb pasta like Dreamfields. If you pick up a wheat or multigrain pasta, make sure the first ingredient is a whole grain such as 100% whole wheat flour, and limit choosing those made with refined flour. Dreamfields pasta, which is one of my favorites to use, is made from a form of fiber and raises blood sugar at a slower rate. When picking a cereal or bread, make sure you look at where the sugar lies in the ingredients listing and how much fiber it contains. It is also good to check out whether it contains a whole grain. I recommend choosing one that has at least 5 grams of fiber per serving, has sugar listed beyond the 3rd ingredient, and contains whole grains. Oatmeal is a good example of a whole grain. Just avoid the flavored or instant varieties because they tend to spike blood sugars. Here is one of my favorite breads and one of my favorite cereals. Most Americans enjoy these snack foods, and having diabetes doesn't mean you can't have them. The healthier choice would be choosing one that has whole grains, less fat, and less salt. A few options are all-bran wheat crackers made from 100% whole wheat flour, light popcorn because popcorn is a whole grain and the light variety contains less fat, and sun chips, which are made with a whole grain and a sunflower oil, which is a healthier fat. Regular saltines, pretzels, and potato chips should be eaten less often since they are more likely to raise your blood sugars and contribute very little nutrition. Any kind of chip should be eaten less often because they are high in fat. If you can pick a reduced sodium version of any of these, that would also be a healthier alternative. You may have heard that these starchy vegetables can raise your blood sugars. They can, since they contain a natural form of starch, but eating them in small amounts and as part of a balanced meal is okay once in a while. They are a good source of fiber, vitamins, and minerals if you eat the skin. I recommend varying the ones you buy since each contains their own special nutrient. For example, yams are a good source of vitamin A. Use 1/3 cup to 1/2 cup cooked potatoes or yam, or a 3-ounce portion when including them in your meal. Beans, lentils, and peas all contain naturally occurring starch and some protein. They can be included in a balanced diet if you stick to 1/2 cup cooked portions of them or 1/3 cup cooked portion if you are eating lentils. The best choice would be to purchase dried beans and boil them, or canned beans that have been strained and rinsed. Peas can be purchased fresh, frozen, or canned. Just try and pick the low sodium version if you're going to pick canned beans, lentils, or peas. Here we are in the yogurt section. Yogurt is a good source of calcium but may contain quite a lot of sugar and fat. Pick one that has less than 19 grams of total carbohydrate and no more than 100 calories per serving. Here are a few examples of yogurts that fit the bill. We have Dannon Light and Fit, as well as Yoplait Light. You'll find the varieties of light yogurts fit the guidelines, as do plain, low-fat, or non-fat yogurt. Again, be careful. Some yogurts, such as these, can have as much sugar as punch or soda. Now about milk. Like yogurt, milk is a good source of calcium. The higher the fat content of milk, the more saturated fat and cholesterol it contains. Choose 1% low-fat milk or non-fat milk. For those with lactose intolerance, use the same guidelines. Avoid milks with flavoring such as strawberry or chocolate milk, as they have added sugar. Plain soy milk is an alternative to milk if you are lactose intolerant or have a milk allergy. In talking about fruit, any fruit goes. It's the portion you've got to watch. You can learn more about portions with a dietitian or a diabetes educator. Make sure to pick a variety of fresh fruits. Fruit contains water, fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants. The colors are a clue as to what they contain. For example, cantaloupe is a source of vitamin A, which is usually found in orange produce. And blue and red berries are rich in certain antioxidants which help prevent aging. Choose red and yellow colored fruits 1 week, such as bananas and strawberries, and then choose blue and green fruits the next, such as blueberries and green apples. If you like canned fruit, choose light varieties such as this one. No sugar added varieties are those canned in 100% juice. The best kinds of oil to use when cooking are olive oil, canola oil, and peanut oil. These contain monounsaturated fat, and used regularly and in smaller amounts can increase our good cholesterol and lower our overall cholesterol. Avocados are a good source of natural monounsaturated fat. If you add avocado to a meal, watch the other sources of fat so you don't overdo it. Use a few strips to add flavor to your salads or sandwiches in place of dressings and mayonnaise.